Hi, I'm John Twist of University Motors, and today I want to talk about air cleaners. I know you think we're going to talk about batteries, and we will talk about batteries, but Greg's mom's battery is still at Mr. Battery, and they still claim it's bad. But he's picking it up tonight to make sure that it is in fact bad, which none of us think. So we'll talk about batteries later. Today we're going to talk about air cleaners. Air cleaners. I had a fellow with a Midget 1500 who had a hard time keeping his spark plugs clean, and this was his air cleaner. Okay, all black, all sooty, because the manifold was cracked. It can't breathe. You know, it gets real high vacuum in the carburetor when it can't breathe through the air cleaner. So I thought, well, let's talk a little bit today about air cleaners. Now, the TD, it's got an oil bath air cleaner. That's the best air cleaner that you can possibly have. Keep it full of about that much engine oil at the bottom. It cleans all the particulates out of the air, and it's a wonderful air cleaner. The MGA also uses a wetted air cleaner. So does the TF. I only have part of one because I don't have complete pieces, but here's the back of the MGA air cleaner, which has a piece of a much larger, of course, on here of wire gauze, and that wire gauze should be oiled, just like this Healy one. This has got wire gauze on the inside of it. You can see it through here, and this should be oil wetted. The oil grabs all the particulates and holds them. But that requires that you oil the air cleaners from time to time. And by 1963, the factory realized that you didn't clean your air cleaners as frequently as you should, so they got the Mgb Air Cleaner, which is this giant can here, okay, which is this can here, along with this piece that goes on here, and then this air cleaner bolts up against the carburetor. That radius on here is an essential part of the Mgb. It's good for 2 horsepower. Literally, you run it without this, you run an MGA air cleaner instead, or you run an MGA air cleaner with this in its place. That's what I've done with mine, swung this out on the lathe and used an Mgb back. You get 2 horsepower. And you go, well, 2 horsepower isn't very much. Well, it's 60 horsepower at the rear wheels. 2 horsepower is almost something you can feel. So the Mgb air cleaner fits inside here. Now the Mgb air cleaner is a zigzag of fabric, much like this of paper, which if you took it apart would be about that tall, and the camera can't even pick on me. Turn it sideways. You know, it's a great big long piece zigzag, which allows a lot of air volume to pass through, and it also allows a lot of particulates to be drawn out. Here's an Mgb air cleaner with no paper on the inside of it. You go, well, how did that happen? Well, you know, when you start your car up in the morning, you don't have the choke out quite far enough, and it spits, coughs, hiccups. It goes, sometimes when it coughs, it shoots flame out.